Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between J.Echo from Team Infinity 7 and EG.IdrA from Team Evil Geniuses. It is a ZVZ on Cloud Kingdom, which this map generally it always just tends to go into macro games in any matchup. This is one of the easier maps to defend up to 3 bases. Your 4th base can be a little bit hard to take, but going up onto 3 bases is very easy on this map. However, for Zergs, can be a little bit tougher just because you can't really wall this area off. You can't really do too much with SimCity, but you're so mobile anyways. Your creep's going to touch. It is going to be very easy to go up on 3 bases, but once you get to that 4th base, it can be relatively hard. Also, this map is very big, which means you need to do a speedling opener on. If your opponent sees you not doing any speedling opener, they will easily take this 3rd base really early and just punish you so hard for it. So, Roaches, not that great early game. You do want to get some speedlings out, and of course, if you're going to go speedlings, a lot of players end up going banelings as well, just because, again, the map is so big. You try to send roaches across it, they're guaranteed to have an overlord near your base just because it is a 1v1 map, and the first overlord's going to find you. And also because, well, the roaches just take eons to get there. So I'm expecting to see speedling openers. About hatch first or not, it looks like EG.IdrA may be doing it up to 15 drones right now. We do have the pool going down at 14 for J.Echo. And here we go, EG.IdrA is going to be taking the hatch at 15, so he is going to go hatch first. And I'm really interested in seeing if he saves any larva, because ZVZ early game is all about larva management. If he thinks his opponent's going to be all-inning after he takes this one hatch, and it's not like a 6 pool all-in, like a 10 pool, he won't build any drones. And he'll just save that larva, so when his pool does finish, he'll be able to build lings immediately. And he is going to just go balls to the wall, crazy with his econ. Going to go for a hatch, then a gas, then a pool. So I don't expect him to be saving any larva right now, because he's already taking a risk that makes it almost undefendable if he goes for like a 10 pool or something like that. But maybe the timing's down where EG.IdrA knows it's not a 10 pool because this Overlord is near J.Echo's base. Because, well, the Overlord, it's a large map, and there's only one path to take across it. So, well, I guess you could go around, but no one's going to go for a 10 pool and then all of a sudden send the lings around the map. That would just be silly just to avoid an Overlord. So EG.IdrA's Overlord, maybe because he didn't see lings, he knew he could take that gas. I don't know what that Overlord's supposed to see or all the timings. It is ZVZ, so a little bit of a crazy matchup. We do have 4 lings for J.Echo moving around the map. EG.IdrA was going to transfer a lot of drones and then decided not to. This one is going to start a spine crawler immediately at around 19 supply. We do have speedlings, not speedlings, just regular lings coming out. EG.IdrA has not started speed yet, just now mined 100 gas as J.Echo is now at EG.IdrA's base. Just now starting that mailbox boost. Going to get us around on the spine crawler. 2 lings, but EG.IdrA do pop out. The spine crawler does manage to get canceled at the last possible second, and EG.IdrA has 4 lings to J.Echo's 3, so he has defended this rush. However, J.Echo is still mining gas after this speed. It has been started. He went back to gas and is getting this Baneling's Nest. I don't think he ever stopped getting gas. Only has 2 workers on it, so maybe he pulled just 1 worker off. Has 2 queens up. 1 is going to start making the journey all the way down to this 1 hatch, so she can get an immediate vomit on it. EG.IdrA's queen's now just about to finish. He is not mining any gas right now. Did J.Echo manage to see the gas? No, he didn't. It would be nice if one of those lings, while he attacked the spine crawler, ran up and saw if EG.IdrA was mining gas or not, because that would tell J.Echo quite a bit, but J.Echo is not playing with that portion of information. And, well, he's going to be going for those banelings. The baneling's nest is now done. Speed just about done. 10 more lings on the way. The drone count is 16 drones for J.Echo, 27 for EG.IdrA. So EG.IdrA is going to have a hard time holding this up. 4 banelings morphed in middle of the map. That's a little bit of an odd spot for those banelings to morph. They still have quite a distance to move, but there's a lot more lings coming out. EG.IdrA now sees this with the Overlord. The baneling's now starting to waddle the way over to EG.IdrA's base. Keep in mind, the worker count 16 to 27. EG.IdrA is building 8 lings right now, getting another spine crawler. Another baneling morphing forward, J.Echo. And looks like those banelings were kind of timed, arriving at the same exact time as the lings. And now he is coming in here. The banelings just go on that spine crawler. I don't know if that was smart, but maybe it was, because J.Echo had that ling lead. And now he doesn't have to worry about the spines. First Queen's pull to try to defend this. It looks like EG.IdrA will just be barely defending this, but the lings are now going into the drone line, killing off a few workers. By a few, I mean only 1. But behind that, J.ECHO did drone up 25 drones now to 25 drones of EG.IdrA. So it is relatively even. J.ECHO is running his Lings back, does have a Baneling out somewhere. And back at home, and those Lings from EG.IdrA do manage to back away. And now we have one Ling at a time going off. The Baneling does explode, killing off 3 Lings. Now some micro for J.ECHO with his Queen, trying to keep that alive. EG.IdrA tugging it down. There's 2 Banelings just about to morph. The Queen does go down. 1 Baneling does fall. This Baneling is going to kill another 3 Lings. That's not too effective, but J.ECHO did lose his Queen. Does not have another Queen in production. Now he does at that main hatch, so this one may be making the migration down. She does have 30 energy, and there we go. He's going to be making that migration down so he doesn't lose an inject. Very nicely called by J.ECHO. EG.IdrA, though, in the meantime, has killed off the Queen. Knows, okay, you don't have much love, so I am going to be taking this one hatch, and I've killed most of your Lings, and again, your Queen went down. You can't get that much love. This hatch is going to be very safe to take. J.ECHO is seeing that with his overlords, like, oh man, I can't build Lings to go attack that, so I am going to be taking my 3rd base as well. EG.IdrA going to be moving out with just a few Lings for scouting purposes, just to make sure J.ECHO isn't playing silly and just going to go for an all-in, even though it would be horribly ineffective to do so. But sometimes that is how you win games, is just to do stupid builds. So EG.IdrA is going to come in, does see that one hatch with the overlord, also sees a few Banelings, and will getting 1 kill. Now the Baneling does turn around. EG.IdrA with some nice micro on those Lings, pulling them all the way away from those Banelings, and now going to be going in to try to get a scout off on the main, but 2 Banelings do come and wipe out all of EG.IdrA's Lings. Meanwhile, EG.IdrA just going to be getting a few more drones and Lings at the same exact time. The Queen going to start spreading that creep down to the 3rd base, and J.ECHO has a handful of Lings, 16 on the way to try to cancel this one base. It's not going to be canceling because the hatch now just finishes as all the Lings do arrive, but EG.IdrA has Lings and Banelings on the way. Going to be trying to get it so he can get an instant round going in this middle line. And the Lings go the same way as the Banelings, so J.ECHO does manage to get out of there alive. Meanwhile, his 3rd base now is just finishing, but EG.IdrA has finished his +1 armor, was just about to, and with that +1 armor, he will be able to survive a Baneling hit with 1 HP left, which doesn't sound like a lot, but man, is it a big deal. 2 more Banelings on the way. EG.IdrA is going to go in. That Baneling does take out, looks like 6 Lings, but EG.IdrA now trying to take out J.ECHO's 3rd base. J.ECHO has enough Lings, and he will be repelling this attack yet again while transferring drones on over to that 3rd base. And some nice micro with those Lings, more Lings popping out, and J.ECHO will just, well, he's not just going to barely handle this as more Lings on the way, but EG.IdrA has more Lings streamlined across the map as well. EG.IdrA now starting his lair during all this aggression. He has banked up quite a bit of gas, but so has J.ECHO. What will they go into? EG.IdrA starting his +1 missile attacks, J.ECHO starting his as well, but keep in mind, J.ECHO does not have the +1 armor, so EG.IdrA will be at 1-1 with his roaches and still has more gas than J.ECHO. So J.ECHO must have built a lot more Banelings than EG.IdrA going over into this loss tab. You can see J.ECHO losing just a little bit more, but that is starting to even up with those Banelings hits. Going to the Queen's 54 energy, 24 energy, and 32 energy. EG.IdrA, he is at 57. 27 and 19. This one that was at 57 did go down to 37 with that inject. Banelings morphing in, some nice micro to keep this Queen alive. Drones trying to go away, going to be hiding near the Banelings. EG.IdrA does go on a hold position. Some drones will be falling, and Banelings do explode, take out 1 Ling right there. That is not effective at all. The drone count, though, EG.IdrA is at 68, while J.ECHO at 60. The workers killed. J.ECHO killing 2, EG.IdrA killing 1. One thing I really don't like is J.ECHO only has 1 overlord here. You look at EG.IdrA's overlords, but he has this ramp covered, he has this ramp covered, and, well, he's also got this area covered because, well, why not? Also, this tells him about this gas, and he actually sees, does he both of those gases? This overlord did poke in to see if J.ECHO took this gas. This would tell EG.IdrA what J.ECHO is doing, because he is now going to start going up on his 5th gas, which means EG.IdrA now knows, okay, I have more gas than you, because he just checked both of these timings at the 3rd base, did not be seeing them, so he may have an idea J.ECHO is just going to be building roaches, while EG.IdrA is going to get roaches and most likely some type of tech, or possibly go up for Mutalisks. But if he was going Mutas, I'd assume this gas would be taken. I'm assuming he is going to be going for Roach Infestor because, well, that Pathogen Glands is researched. He does have an upgrade lead, but he's not researching +1 missile attack right now to keep that holding on. J.ECHO, oddly enough, researching +1 melee attack, and I don't know exactly why, but he does have Lings on the way, so he is going to be going in for a Ling Roach attack, and that could explain why these 2 gases weren't taken. Or maybe J.Echo's like, I have all these minerals, I don't know what to do. Why do I have so many? And still hasn't taken those gases. So I'm assuming this is meant for Ling Roach, especially because he is getting that upgrade. J.Echo with this one overseer trying to go out and scout, see what's going around, is just barely missing this fourth base. And there we go, J.Echo does see the fourth base, and this is what he's doing. It looks like he's kind of setting up for, well, I don't want to say all in because they have a big econ and all you can do is produce units, but he is not really getting that far up in the tech tree. I don't even think he has an infestation pit built. Let's go. No infestation pit at all. Ling Roach versus Roach Infestor. This will be an interesting combination. The whole thing is, if the Lings and Roaches can hit before the Infestors get too high in numbers and have a lot of energy. iDRA keeping a few Lings back here to do a little bit of a counterattack. This Overseer that was here sees the Lings and Roaches moving out, so these Lings will be running in momentarily. We do have a few Lings for J.Echoright here, and iDRA not doing the counterattack, and this is just pure Roaches right now. J.Echo has 12 Lings on the map and not really using them for anything, and iDRA surprisingly not doing that run by just focusing right here. A fungal growth does go off on these Roaches, and they are going to be falling back. The Overseer does come up, just wants to see that infestation count. He's like, okay, I'm just going to split all my Roaches. Very nice split indeed. Has a full insta-concave, so it doesn't matter if he gets fungal growth. iDRA will be walking into a trap. His Overlord does come down this. Can see all these Roaches. Will he just manage to go around here? J.Echohas no vision of this area, but iDRA is just going to be going down this ramp. That is not a good move. He thinks he can barrel down this 185 supply for J.Echo, 180 for iDRA. iDRA mounting up doing this, has a hive going. Fungal growth's going down, but all the units have a great concave, and iDRA is getting pushed back right here. Those Infestors still have enough for fungal growth, I believe. No, they don't. Just barely not enough. One Infestor goes down. iDRA walking his Infestors in melee range, absorbing damage. That is not what you want to do. iDRA losing all his Roaches down here. Does have fungal growth going back off on this high ground. Reinforcement is coming in, and J.Echo is forced to pull back, and that was defending between the hair on iDRA's teeth. Oh my god, was that close. 180 supply for J.Echo, 161 for iDRA. J.Echo, though, doesn't have Burrow, not getting it. He may want to get Burrow sometime soon because a lot of his Roaches are injured. Would be smart to Burrow heal up before his next attack, but iDRA did lose a tremendous amount. A few Roaches go in. Just seeing what the count is up here. iDRA does take out a few, and now J.Echo going to be going up the ramp. But what's different is iDRA, no, he doesn't have fungal growth as J.Echo walks up this ramp. This one does have a fungal, and we will be seeing it go down on a lot of Roaches right now. J.Echo does not have a concave. iDRA has a concave. This is a mistake for J.Echo, as he does now retreat. Thought he had enough Roaches to go through, but iDRA's macro is just so good. And going over the upgrades, 2-0 versus 2-2. iDRA in the lead of those upgrades by a full 2. And now has the Roach advantage. J.Echo is going to be pushed back. But in the meantime, J.Echo did secure his fourth base. It is up. iDRA is getting his fourth base way down here. Does have the hive. Not getting any hive tech though. J.Echo now just starting his pathogen glands. Does not have the hive. He will be way behind his upgrades if iDRA decides to start 3-3 anytime soon. But iDRA starved on gas. J.Echo now mining out of these gases. 3-3 on that. Making sure there's no mistakes on drones. No, there aren't. He needs to take these gases as J.Echo is needing gas right now. He's behind on upgrades. Needs to start that Infestor count. So much gas he needs to spend. Should be taking these gases. The hatch should not have finished without those gases being done first. Doesn't mean you can't start the hatch first because it has a 100-second build time, while your gas has, I think, a 20 or 25-second build time. But it means your hatch can get halfway and be like, okay, well, now I can start my gas. And iDRA not doing that either. He is very starved on gas. One of the things many players just seem to be overlooking and haven't caught on just yet, but I have seen some players end up doing that. Very nice injecting. None of these queens are really at maxed energy, which is nice going in this larva. We do have 26 versus 28 iDRA with 2 more larva, 189 supply to 175 with iDRA also in the lead there. The worker count is 56 drones to 74 drones. So J.Echo, he is going to have a much larger army than iDRA once he gets maxed out. Still has 25 supply away from maxing out his army. Well, isn't about 25 supply behind. Well, actually, he's like 20 supply behind, but it's really not all that much. So iDRA is going to have a comparable army against J.Echo's. Drone transfer is going down. His natural was a little oversaturated. Maybe that came from his main. No bases are really mined out yet for J.ECHO. IDrA's main has mined out. We can go over into this income tab, and we can see J.ECHO a little bit behind. Does have that roach concave yet again. Insta concave in this battle. He does have 5 infestors. IDrA can't really go down this ramp, or is he going to? Are those infestors in range to get some big phone ghosts off? No, they aren't. Relatively small one does go up. J.ECHO does have the concave. One of those infestors getting trapped in front of the roaches. Everything is fungal growth right now, and it looks like IDrA may have enough, but J.ECHO again does have the concave. IDrA, though, has that upgrade advantage with 2-2. J.ECHO at 2-0. If he was at 2-2 as well, he would have stomped all over this because IDrA did not have the concave. His upgrade saving him so much right now, but J.ECHO is chasing him back. IDrA does have a fungal growth, so he can use it and get back, and there we go. Use it just after an infestor dies. One roach is going to be chasing J.ECHO, going to keep on going with this attack. IDrA is getting up his 5th base. Big battle right now. J.ECHO again is behind in upgrades, and now, behind in upgrades and engaging on this ramp, but thankfully IDrA, no, he does have a phone growth, but choosing not to use it, knows, okay, I don't have to use it until I'm going to be losing the battle. Very good call by IDrA. Very gutsy call, but a very good call indeed. Saving that energy on the fungal growth until he can chain it and actually kill units. Very nicely done by IDrA. IDRA's 3 armor is now finishing. Has his 3 attack already, so he's going to be at 3-3. While J.ECHO is at 2-1. J.ECHO is getting a few more infestors. 182 supply to 200, but IDrA maxed out and ahead on upgrades. This is not looking good. Burrow for both players now being researched at the same exact time in the 23-minute mark of the game. What an odd time to start that research. And IDrA now just thinking about if he wants to go in or not. Looks like he does. Could have got caught by a huge fungal right there. And J.ECHO does have the great positioning right now. IDrA is going to have to pull back. Few roaches down there, but J.ECHO just stomps this high ground, but IDrA remaxing up 28 roaches on the way, and he's still about banked the same amount as J.ECHO. IDrA has a tremendous lead right now, but that was a questionable call, and now J.ECHO has to know those upgrades, and keep in mind, the upgrade advantage is only going to last so long. J.ECHO will eventually catch up, but it's not going to be anytime soon because he is not upgrading anything right now, except that burrow play again, and now he is getting that ground carapace level 2. Once that finishes, he's only going to be 1-1 behind IDrA, which isn't as big of a deal as right now. We do have J.ECHO stirring that concave up yet again before the battle. Very diligent about doing so. IDrA is going to be coming down here. A huge phone growth should go off. Huge phone growths indeed do go off on IDrA. Every unit right now is bungled, it looks like. And those infestors doing a good job. Now infestors are coming out. IDrA does come in from behind. These upgrades just storming right on through J.ECHO. IDrA wins this battle with a positional disadvantage. This one hatch is going to be falling. J.ECHO is building 25 roaches right now to help defend this. Those drones are going back. Did keep his infestors alive, but did waste all the energy on infested tans. Not really wasting, but depleted it completely. And oh my god, those were great fungal growths on every single unit IDrA has. And now 2 roaches may be picked off, and fungal growth does go down on J.ECHO, saving one of IDRA's infestors. Very nice call, but it is going to be a 5 base to a 3 base temporarily. IDrA does have an overload right here, so he knows about this base. J.ECHO has no idea IDrA managed to sneak this 1 base after J.ECHO did cancel this one. IDrA is pulling his roaches back. J.ECHO, what is he up to right now? Just going to be starting to remass his units. He has gained that +2 care base, still not done, while IDrA starts a greater spire. This one over here is going to be seeing all the roaches by IDrA. And going to the infestor count, it is 9 for J.ECHO, 3 for IDrA. IDrA did just finish a few more, but J.ECHO finished a few more as well. Now it's 11-6. J.ECHO does have that infestor count, but keep in mind, IDrA has that huge supply lead, being 1-1 ahead of his opponent. 3-3 versus 2-1, soon to be 2-2, but IDrA may engage just before that. His roaches are going to get healed back up. J.ECHO not doing the same, does have a few injured roaches. There we go. Gonna be burning that one as I said that. That was a little bit odd. And can't really decide. IDrA does have an overseer right here. You don't want to be burned and get fungal growth because then you can no longer unburn. But IDrA gonna be sneaking around this side. This extractor cannot see on high ground. J.ECHO has no, he does have an idea. His roach is now being pulled over and engagement is coming. It's all gonna come down to those fungals. And great focus by J.Echo. He's got to get better ones off, though, because he is so behind in the roach count and that upgrade count. A lot of roaches going to be dying to fungals now. And Fezzanteros shoot off. It looks like J.Echo just has a few less energy than he needs. 2 more fungals and he would have been able to stomp that force. I don't know about stomp, but he would have been able to easily hold that. All these roaches would have been dead, but because the roaches do get in, now going to be going to that drone line while he manages to take yet another base. And Fezzanteros still going to be sniping out this one base by J.Echo, by EG.IdrA. So J.Echo does snipe that base. This third base is in danger of going down. Roach is going to be tugging it down. Will it fall? Fungal Girth does go off. EG.IdrA's roaches are very injured. That hatch is going to live with 171 HP and now going to get insta-transfused back up. EG.IdrA, though, has this one base right next to J.Echo. I don't know what Zerg would be saying it, but this hatch, this gives you 5 extra larvae for battle, despite being a good economic advantage. And looks like he probably just saw this one hatch saying GG. That's probably when he... Oh, no, he saw the Broodlords. Saw 4 Broodlords come off. He's like, oh, GG. But we will be going up into SC2 gears to compare these two players' injects. And this will be interesting to see. The 10-minute mark won't suit up perfectly just because of the... what is it? Build order openings. J.Echo going with that pool first. EG.IdrA going with the hatch gas pool. But, yeah, we will be looking into this game momentarily. I just gotta find out where it is because J.Echo actually sent me this game after I looked through EG.IdrA's match history because I couldn't find any replays to cast. That's why I didn't really have many games out yesterday. That's why I don't have many games out today. It's because I simply couldn't find games to cast. How odd is that? Yeah. Apparently, when you do an entire replay pack in a weekend, you run out of games during the weekdays. So, I saw EG.IdrA play games. This game was a long game, so I asked J.Echo, hey, could you send me it? And he did. So, very good to him. Thank you, J.Echo. Very good Zerg player. Does stream quite a bit. Suggest you watch him. So, looking at EG.IdrA's injects, we do have him at 6.3 seconds, while J.Echo at 16 seconds. Keep in mind that little... difference in inject the builds, plus J.Echo lost a queen. That queen did come off the main, so maybe that's right here, this queen walking down, and J.Echo losing the queen right here. Maybe that's it. I don't know. You'd think it would be this area, but somewhere along the lines, he lost a queen, which does hurt, but his injects just aren't up to speed as EG.IdrA's. Going to the late game, very final score, 29 seconds versus 22 seconds. So maybe they are. He does have relatively good injects. It's better than it looks, only being a 6 or 7 second differential. But we'll look at how they do the hotkeys. I know EG.IdrA, he does hotkeys on each queen individually. So we'll see how J.Echo does them and compare them. J.Echo right now, we can kind of see his injects are a little bit scattered. If we look at EG.IdrA's, he's always kind of just going down the line. J.Echo, sometimes he goes down the line, but he does do them kind of split up, like right here. They are split up quite a bit. So we'll compare the inject styles right now. EG.IdrA, queen 1. And the cool thing is, when you hotkey each queen individually, the base where you have a macro hatch, you can have 2 queens on the same hotkey. So that's pretty cool. All EG.IdrA's hatches going 7. Infestors 3, Roaches 2, Broodlords 1. Let's go to J.Echo. Let's see what he's doing. Let's go like halfway through the game. So, 1 and 2. So he does the backspace method, and EG.IdrA does each queens, and EG.IdrA has slightly better injects. Backspace method's not bad at all. Not bad. Not dissing it one bit. It can be a little bit tricky when you have one hatch, 2 hatches and 1 queen, like a queen does go down. If you use the backspace method, I could imagine that being a little bit tricky. But, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. I guess we can go into the units. Not too much. Whoops. Builds tech strat. Let's see, number of fungals. 37 fungals versus 46. j.Echo had more fungal. Oh no, those infested hands. 29. 29 to 37. So EG.IdrA did more fungals. Let's go over into the units. Infestors 43 for EG.IdrA. And 24 for j.Echo. So EG.IdrA definitely had a lot more. Let's go into resources spent. EG.IdrA, of course, spending more than j.Echo. Not too surprising, being on that little hidden base for so long. j.Echo's overlord spread just wasn't as good as EG.IdrA, so EG.IdrA took advantage of that and did that little ninja expo, which was cute. And also, if, a little bit odd thing, like, talking about EG.IdrA's thought pattern, he was getting this base. This is the safe to defend base. And then j.Echo sent, like, everything he had to kill this base off. So we can look at that. So this base prompted an attack. So what would happen if j.Echo attacked this base? Like, if EG.IdrA takes this base and it prompts another attack immediately, what's going to happen? This base is going to go down, but how can j.Echo really defend when he's way over here? EG.IdrA could just ignore that base and go straight up the middle and do some type of attack. So that's one of the things you have to keep an eye out when you take these ninja bases. If they get attacked, it's not necessarily the best idea to defend them. Sometimes you can just counterattack. But also, EG.IdrA had to sneak a base up unless he would be behind the bases, because j.Echo almost won the game right here when EG.IdrA made that questionable call to go down the ramp when j.Echo had his units pre-spread. Yep, that'll be it. Take care, guys. I hope you enjoy the cast. Please, please, please subscribe. It would be very nice of you to subscribe. Also, you feel free to leave comments. Take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.